you been?
Not bad for an aging woman, I suppose. I don't understand it. When the leaves get old, they make beautiful colors. Me, I get wrinkles.
Isn't that always the way? May you have a grandchild for every wrinkle.
But first let my son find a girl with a good dowry. The grandchildren can come later.
You know what? I heard the Gorlicks are very interested in your son for their daughter.
Bah! The dowry they offered is a crime, an insult. Why, my son is worth 3 times that amount.
It's fresh. I just killed it this morning. It smells worse than the rancid butter the milkman sold to me yesterday. It's supposed to smell. It's dead. If God forbid you were dead, you'd smell too. Do you expect me to pay that kind of a price for such a fly-ridden piece of meat? Anyone else would charge you a meat tax. I'm gonna give you a deal. What deal? For you, I won't charge tax on the fly.
So I said to her, why don't you find a matchmaker for your eldest daughter already? Hannah's a pretty girl, the family's relatively well off, but she says Hannah's not ready yet. I don't know. Sorry, is such a stubborn woman. I'm told Esther, her second eldest, is very much like her that way. It's too bad I would have considered her my son. But who needs a stubborn daughter-in-law? Did you know that Esther goes to the Russian school to study? Can you imagine such a thing? Oi, a girl? Going to the Russian school? How could Sarah allow it? Oh, it's not Sora, it's Avram. If the key notices how bread gets put on the table. Listen, if you ask me, Esther can learn plenty by staying at home to help her mother. Absolutely. Leah, how many times do we have to tell you not to touch the cleaver? But I want to chop fish. You're just going to have to wait until you're grown up enough. It's not fair. I never get to chop anything. Why don't you go help Livsha put the cut pieces into the brine?
Leia, put that cleaver down and don't let me see you touch it again. Hannah, where's Esther? She should be back by now.
She said she had an exam today. She's probably staying until the last minute. You know how she is about doing well.
Well, exam or no exam, there's work to be done here. The only girl in the village who insists on going to a Russian school has to be my daughter. I pity her future husband. Hannah, come and help me serve the customers. There's too many for me to handle.
Coming, Mama.
All day we work,
Shopping.
only pausing to wipe the sweat off our brow. We start work at dawn and are finished at dusk. Haggling, arguing, suffering till the day cycle of life. It's ever turning, the cycle of life. Turn won't stand still. We carry on, picking the crumbs, shining the shoes, the Lord, the cycle of life. It keeps turning, the cycle of life. The climbs are paved. We struggle on, setting the way, sowing the seeds, learning and praying for more.
To buy myself a coat to keep the chill from my back.
Some wood for my house, which the Cossacks destroyed. What a hero on their last attack.
All I want is some cloth and thread to make my daughter a doll.
Her miserly man has plenty to spare, yet he won't give her any
Our
at all.
cycle of life is never ending. We're taught to survive, on us our families depending.
The winters are cold.
And sickness abounds.
But still we stick to our daily routine.
For the bread must be baked and the chicken still fed.
Though the wind blows through every sea.
In the summer the heat is hard to endure, and the produce just won't keep. Still, it has to get sold before it gets old, or I'll have to sell it extra cheap. She said hard to. No. When the carrots start to rot, that's when you get your bargain, you vultures.
It's not for sale.
I'll give you 3 times the amount it's worth.
I'm sorry, but I'm not selling it. How many times do I have to tell you that?
But I'm offering you the best possible price.
No, what you're offering me isn't even enough to feed my children for a year.
You're making a big mistake.
Look, it's my business, and I'm not selling it, and that's all there is to it.
A cycle of life, it never changes. We've been doing the same all through the ages. From ancient times to the present day, we kept our same old ways.
The wife tends the house and daily bread, while her husband joins the minion and prays. Avram, haven't you prayed enough today? Maybe God's ears need a rest already.
Maybe my ears need a rest from you. I'll be home later.
Afternoon, Papa.
Afternoon, Esther. Studying hard?
Yes, Papa.
Good. Maybe you could find time to study the Torah a little.
Yes, Papa.
Good. Good.
Esther, you're late.
I'm sorry, Mama. School ended later than usual.
You and your books. There's fish to be cut. Livsha, help your sister.
Uncle Issy says girls shouldn't go to school, especially to Russian school. He says you're making the whole family into the laughing stock of the town.
For your information, Livsha, I don't care what Uncle Issy says. I want to learn about the world. And the only place they teach anything besides the Torah is at the Russian school. So for once in your life, mind your own business.
Well, Uncle Issy says that good Jewish girls don't go to schools run by Gentiles.
Uncle Issy says,
If I didn't go to Russian school, Livsha, I'd be as ignorant as you are.
I'm not ignorant!
Here, have these up. And if Esther wants to go to school, she can go to school. And Esther, there is no need for insults.
And what can you possibly learn in that school that's so important?
Geography, Hannah, I'm learning geography. Really, Esther? Of what possible use is geography if you never even see the places you learn about?
It is important to know about the world. My exam today was on America. Don't you think it's important to know about America?
America is halfway around the world. We have our own problems to worry about.
Leia, what did I tell you? Did you finish putting the chopped pieces in the brine? Well, go finish them. Girls, when you're through, I want you to check and see if the fish that we pickled last month is ready. And hurry up. Chopping fish doesn't take all day.
Doesn't Mama look like a shrew when she purses her lips and gives orders? And hurry up! Chopping fish doesn't take all day.
Livsha, you should keep that tongue of yours still, or Mama will hear you and out you'll go.
What is so bad about that? Is working with fish so exciting? No. If I had a tongue like Livsha's, I'd flap it so hard, Mama would be forced to throw me out.
Well, aren't you brave? This way our dear cousin Sam could rescue you from your plight and carry you off into the sunset.
I'd much rather travel into the sunset alone than go with Sam. Besides, he'd be too scared to even leave the village.
He may be spineless, but for you, he'd move mountains.
Oh, and he'd kill any Cossack who dared touch your hair on your precious little head.
Ow!
Livsha! That was mean. Oh, look! There he is now. He's hiding again.
Oh,
Stop staring. It's rude. We all have work to do.
What do you think, Hannah? Should I go over and invite him for supper?
Livsha, don't you
Is
dare!
it true that Sam likes Esther?
Leia, where did you hear such a thing?
Livsha.
Livsha. You and your mouth!
Has anyone checked the fish in the barrels yet?
No, Mama, we're going to, Mama. Esther, why don't you and Livsha go in the back and see if the fish is ready? Why do I have to? Because I'm the eldest and I say so. Oh. Well, good afternoon, Sam. What can I get for you today?
Is Esther here?
Esther? Oh, Esther. She's in the back. I'll go get her.
No, wait. That's not necessary. I came
Yes?
to get a pound of herring.
A pound
Yes,
of herring?
a pound of herring.
But Sam, your whole family hates herring.
Well, no, I mean, yes, but...
Sam. Goodness, I wonder why you're here.
Herring. I came for herring.
Esther, Sam's here to see you.
On second thought,
Sam.
I don't want any herring.
Sam, please stay. What do you want, Livsha?
I don't want anything. Sam was here to see you. But then he left. Ever so suddenly.
What? I do believe we scared the poor boy off.
Oh, Hannah, did we do that?
So what else is new? Sam is so timid he makes a rabbit look brave.
Esther, it's not every girl who has a suitor who's so persistent.
Livsha, Sam is not my suitor. I told you that.
Girls, whatever it is you're arguing about, can't it wait until later? Or is it that you want the whole village to hear you? It's late. Esther, go and put the unsold fish in the barrels. We'll sell it tomorrow. Hannah, you count today's take.
Yes, Mama. Let's come and help me.
I wonder, is there more to living? Is there something out there that's different, exciting?
Yesterday I read in the paper of a new world across the sea. In the harbor stands a statue as tall as the sky, and it stands for peace and liberty.
Esther, wake up!
Seasons pass, each like the other.
Forgotten what it's like to have dreams.
But our trust in God gives us hope each day, even though that is not what it says. And the cycle of life keeps on turning, the cycle of life. It won't stand still. There's work to do. Giving the wind, tending the sing, mending the ground. The cycle of life, it keeps turning, the cycle of life. Turns on and on, and will go on, keeping our faith, enduring the storm, turning and turning and turning and turning and on and on. Praying and growing and making a life.
Listen to this. I just returned from daily prayer. Through the window I saw the Cossacks. They're on their way here. Get your children inside. Lock your doors, don't delay, for they'll be here quite soon. They're on their way. What? No, this way. Come on.
Girls, quickly, into the herring barrel! Hannah, hurry! Don't worry about it, we'll find them.
They're in the store. They're in the store. Look out. Look out. The store.
What have we here? More Jews? Well, you cried from us too, didn't you? Well, you were wrong, wasn't he, Vladimir? Yes.
Very wrong. We don't like you, Jew. You curse our land.
You curse our land and you killed the Christ. You killed the Christ, you starved our children, and used their blood for your rituals.
That's not true, leave us alone!
Shut up, woman. You take from us, so we'll take from you.
We want gold. We want gold as payment for cursing our land.
We have none.
That's a lie. Search everywhere until you find it.
No.
Why not? Or perhaps you're hiding something.
I have nothing. Except this. Here, take it. That's all I have and leave us alone. You can sell it. It'll bring you many rubles.
Check the barrels.
What's in the barrels, you?
Herring.
What kind of herring?
Just
Gold
herring.
herring?
You fool. I can smell the fish from here. We're wasting time. Let's go somewhere where there's more than just fish.
done that. That was my grandmother's wedding ring they took.
Your grandmother's wedding ring is what kept them from looking into the barrels. Do you want what happened to the Garuvan girls to have happened to our daughters?
No, no.
Avram, I'll take care of the girls. You go see if it's safe to leave.
Yes.
Greed and hatred surround us, confine us, try to kill us, but we'll survive it. Our cries will be heard by God, and He will protect us, and He will guide us. His love will bind us, and we'll pick up the pieces again. Pain and anger fill us and hold us, pull us and behind us. So many times we've had to rebuild again, and He will keep us so they cannot harm us. His love will support us, and we'll pick up the pieces again.
It has happened before.
It will happen again
Still we stay, still we work, still we try. We must act as one, we must pray, we must work, must have faith, and must not rest one. Still we stay, still we work, still we try. Still we stay, still we stay, still we work, still we try. Still we stay, still we try, still we work, still we stay, still we work, still we stay, still we work, still we try, still we try, still we try. We must try, and He will protect us, and He will guide us. His love will bind us, and we'll pick up the pieces again.
Come, girls. Let's go home now.
What have we done that was so wrong to be treated like we don't belong? Our houses burn, the people die, and there is no reason why.
Here there is only sorrow, no chance to live, no place to flee. But out there in the night, there's a glimmer of light for you, for me. Look out into the darkness to see what the future holds for you. Bright as a star, though it may be far, a life that's new.
America you'll see. When that day we'll step off a boat and look around, it will astound us. Streets of gold will completely surround us. Together we'll be free. What is the use in staying? This land is cursed, it will never change. Though the journey is long, we must be strong and start again. In America, the chance will come to send for our family one by one. Staying here seals all of our fates. If this keeps up, it'll be too late. I will not see my family die. There is a way. We have to try, and someday soon they all will be in America with you and me. One day, on the horizon, magically, on the horizon, our new home, America. You'll see. When that day we'll step off a boat and look around, it will astound us. Streets of gold will completely surround us. Together we'll be free.
Oh, he's such a mess.
A mess.
It's going to take days to clean this up.
Look at it.
But at least we're all here. That's the main thing. We're all together.
Mama,
What is it, Esther?
Mama, there are other places where this doesn't happen. At least Lipsha and Leia should go, Mama. Then at least they'd be safe.
They can't go by themselves. They're too young. Besides, your papa and I don't have the money to send them away unless we sell the herring store. And without the herring store, how are we to eat? No, things will get better. People will learn to accept each other.
No, Mama, things will not get better. And I don't want to live the rest of my life like this.
And if all my daughters felt that way, what would I do? What is a mother without her children? She is nothing.
Sam, is everything all right? Was anyone hurt?
There are a few minor injuries, but other than that, everyone is well. It wasn't an official pogrom, just a large group of peasants demonstrating.
Perhaps I thought our town needed a little redecoration.
Esther shocked. May God forgive you for such a comment. Did they say why they were demonstrating?
They claim we caused the drought.
Caused the drought? Can't they see the drought affects us too? That without rain, our crops will also suffer? And the synagogue?
The synagogue was burned, Uncle Lebron.
Burned? Burned?
It's just a building. It could be rebuilt.
To me, it's not just a building.
Avram! Avram!
Hannah! Hannah, I found this letter addressed to you on the ground near the post office. It was probably the only one which wasn't destroyed.
It's from Aunt Rebecca in Canada. Open it! Well, if you're not going to read it, I will.
Lipsha! Dear Hannah, I hope you and your family are well. We are doing just fine here in Montreal. Our business has been picking up. However, I must admit that I've become quite homesick for my family. I wish that I could send for you all, but since that is not possible at this time, I would like you, Hannah, as the eldest daughter, to accept the enclosed boat and train tickets. And come and live with us in Canada. Your Uncle Howard and I will be waiting anxiously for your arrival in November. Love, Aunt Rebecca. Hannah, that's wonderful. I'm so excited for you.
It is wonderful, Esther, but how can I go so far by myself? We always said we'd go together.
Never mind that. This is a chance of a lifetime. Besides, we'll all be there before you know it. I promise. I'll go tell Mama and Papa.
Livsha, this is my news. I want to tell it.
Livsha? Livsha!
You don't mean it, do you? You wouldn't leave.
Sam, are you blind? Look at us. Look at the way we live. Every day we fear what tomorrow will bring. We're not wanted here, Sam. And as soon as I make enough money, I'm going to leave this place and with my family, if at all possible.
Esther, please, don't leave.
Why not?
If you left, well, I'd miss you.
Don't be ridiculous, Sam. You'd forget all about me after I left.
I wouldn't. That is to say, I couldn't.
Sam, listen to yourself. You're not being at all practical. It would be much better for both of us if you just stop acting like a silly little schoolboy. Let's go.
She always leaves me standing here alone. Sometimes I think her heart is made of stone. I've tried to show her what I feel inside, but she only brushes me aside. When she looks at me, I want to dance. Will the day come when I have my chance? Maybe I'm not quite the dashing type who'll sweep her off her feet, but I know if she heard what I have to say, then she wouldn't want to turn away. One day she will see how much she means to me. Then together we will be. The day she hears my plea, if she'd accept my love, I'd soar through the skies above. But to attain this dream is much harder than it seems. She says that one day she will leave this place. How can I go through life never seeing her face? When she is gone, nothing will be the same. If I don't act soon, I'll have myself to blame. So if she does go to follow her dream, I must follow her wherever she goes. Maybe that would show her that my love is real. But on my own I wouldn't think to leave. Where you were born, you died, this I still believe. I don't know if I could ever really go. Even for love, the answer may be no. Just follow her heart, I must follow her, for I really care. This is what I must do, but do I dare?
Esther, are you awake? What's wrong? I can't go. What are you talking about? Go where? To Canada. Don't be ridiculous. Of course you're going to go. Esther? Esther!
you see? This is my home. We talk and dream about leaving, but now that it's come to the real thing, I know I can't go through with it. My life is here. My family is here. Everything that I know.
But Hannah,
But these tickets shouldn't even be for me. You're the one with the most courage, and I know how much you want to leave. I'm giving you the tickets.
No! No, I refuse to take this opportunity from you. Hannah, don't you understand? You'll love it in Canada. You'll be free for the first time in your life. You'll be able to do what you want, believe what you want.
Esther, I've made up my mind. If I left, I'd have to give up everything that is familiar to me, and I don't think I can do that. But you've always been so
I took these
strong.
tickets from you. I'll be robbing you of a chance that's rightfully yours. How can I do that to my own sister? I'm sorry, Hannah, I won't do it. If you must give them away, let Lister or Leia take them.
Esther, it's all right. I want you to have the tickets. Listen. Esther, don't try refusing. It's no use. I cannot go. So you will go for me. You tell me of all the new places in America. Is it like we dream, or will our dreams just fantasies? Esther, new life awaits you somewhere far, somewhere free. So you must go instead of me. Esther, my pride to go outweighs my want to leave behind. Our life here so familiar to me, to leave here and go on a voyage all alone. Take someone who has no fear of the unknown. I know that you have the strength to start anew. Take this chance, for it's too big for you. And you'll see how happy you'll be with your family in America. And maybe if we're lucky, you'll be in America someday. Wherever you go, I am with you in your heart. Though we may be worlds
Sam, guess what?
Lifsha, I have mail to deliver. Tell me some other time.
But I have important news.
Lifsha, to you, any news is important. Go tell someone else.
It's about Esther.
All right, what?
Esther's going to Canada.
What? I don't understand. Lifsha, wait, where are you going?
To the market square. I'll finally be able to tell everyone the news before anyone else.
Lifsha, wait!
Guess what, everybody? Guess what? I have the most important news.
What is it, Livsha? Well, last night in the darkness and the gloom, it lay there practically in ruin. It was soiled and charred, blurry and scarred, wrinkled and crumpled and doomed. It was soiled and charred, blurry and scarred, wrinkled
wrinkled and crumpled and doomed.
What was wrinkled and crumpled and
I'm
doomed?
getting there. From the distance, Sam Whitnoff did appear, when suddenly he drew back in fear, as a light in the sky from the Lord on high made the letter on the ground quite clear.
Oh, a light in the sky from the Lord on high made the letter on the ground quite clear.
What did it say? Well, the letter was in such disrepair that one small move could cause a tear. If not for me, we could never have seen the words that were written there.
But get to the point, what did it say? Get to the point, or we'll be here all day. What did it say? What did it say? Sam, what did it say?
It said, Hannah, my precious eldest niece, come and live with us in peace. There's a ticket inside for the boat ride. We miss you, so come, won't you please?
Won't you please? Won't you please? We miss you, so come, won't you please?
But get to the point!
Where will she go?
Get to the point!
We want to know. Where will she go? Where will she go? Oh, Sam, where will she go?
She was going to a land so far away, and she was leaving in a week from today. To the place we know for its ice and snow, she was off to Canada.
She's going to Canada to stay. Such good fortune, she's really blessed. Such a thing, such mazel, such good luck. We wish Hannah all the best.
Was! I said was!
Lishala, what is this was? Why are you trying to confuse us?
Mister, I have to talk to you.
Hannah decided that she doesn't want to go.
Oh, she's a very smart girl. I hear there's nothing in Canada but beaver and moose.
Well, better a beaver than a Cossack. That's what I always say.
Is that the end of your story, Livsha? Can we all go back to work now?
And guess who is going?
Who, Livsha, who?
Esther!
But why, Livsha?
Well, when Hannah decided not to go, my brilliant ideas began to flow. Something within said to waste is a sin, so I told Esther that she must go.
Something within said to waste is a sin, so she told Esther that she must go. She's going to Canada to stay. Such good fortune, she's really blessed. Such a thing, such mazel, such good luck. We wish Esther all the best. She's going to Canada to stay. Such good fortune, she's really blessed. Such a thing, such mazel, such good luck. We wish Esther all the best.
Esther isn't going. No, she's not.
Livsha, this is the last straw. But it's lies. You told everyone. How you told Esther to go. How there was a light in the sky. Really, Livsha.
Hannah, can I speak to
Not
you?
now, Sam. When Mama hears about this, you're really going to be in trouble.
But I need to...
Please, Sam. I have to take care of Miss Livsha over here.
That's really not necessary.
Oh, yes, it is. Because you have something to say to Mama.
Hey, there's going to be trouble there tonight.
Esther, did you pack your kerchief?
They don't wear kerchiefs in America, Mama.
Since when are you such a maven on American fashion? You will cover your head. What kind of a girl travels without her head covered?
A modern girl, Mama.
Well, if you want to be one of those modern girls in America who doesn't have a shred of modesty, go right ahead. But don't do it where anyone can see you. And Esther, you will cover your head.
Mama, please, let's not get into any fights. Mama.
your Sabbath dress.
Yes, but now it's your Sabbath dress.
Don't be ridiculous. What are you going to wear to synagogue? Your nightgown?
Yes, but I'll be sure to keep my head covered. That'll keep Mama happy at least. Here. After all, you have to look good for all the American men you're going to meet.
Maybe they should look good for me.
If they're not Sam, then they shouldn't bother.
You know, Livsha, sometimes I wonder if you think about Sam a bit too often. Livsha?
You won't need that in Canada!
Hey, stop it! Both of you! Esther's going away soon. This isn't time to fight.
You know, Esther, that silver bracelet you always wanted? It's under my bed. I'll go get it!
Livsha!
Don't stop her. She wants to give it to you. She told me so yesterday. This way you'll have something nice to remember her by.
Mama said to give you this.
Oh. It looks like Mama's going to have the last word.
Just because I'm going to pack it doesn't mean I'm going to wear it.
Esther,
Yes, Leia.
why do you want to go away?
Well,
If I promise not to touch the cleaver anymore, will you stay? Is it Livsha? Is it Mama? If she gives you too many chores, I'll do some of them.
no.
Is it that you like the family in Canada better? I'll try and be better. I really will, Esther.
Oh, Leia, no. No, it's not that at all. Listen, do you know what Aunt Rebecca wrote about Canada?
What?
She wrote that they have huge shops as big as our whole marketplace with anything you could possibly want in them. Dolls and ribbons and huge poppy seed rolls as big as this house.
Oh, and millions of beautiful dresses just waiting for little girls to come and buy them.
And big houses with real lace curtains. Why, everyone could have a room all to themselves in Canada.
I'd be afraid to sleep in the dark all by myself.
No, you wouldn't. Not in Canada. It's a very special place.
Can I come to Canada someday too?
Someday, when you're old enough. But right now, Mama needs you to stay here and help her with the chores. Will you do that? Good girl. I knew you would.
I'm gonna go tell Mama all about Canada.
Esther, I want you to take my coat. It's warmer.
Mama, mine will be fine.
Never mind, it's too cold in Canada. Hannah, go and get my coat. It's in the trunk near my bed.
Yes, Mama. Mama, I know it's a long journey, but I really wish that someday you and Papa would consider coming to Canada.
Wish. Such a silly word. It isn't good for anything. It just makes people sit around and daydream all day when there's work to be done. Besides, your Papa and I are too old to travel. Esther, I want you to take this.
Mama, it's you. When did you have this done?
Some time ago. So my grandchildren will know what I look like. And you, don't forget.
It's beautiful, Mama.
I thought you should have it. Esther, all I want is for you to be happy.
Thank you, Mama.
Esther, I have to talk to you.
Not now, Sam.
But I need...
Sam, I'm going to miss my train.
But you can't leave like this. Won't you reconsider? Please.
No. No, Hannah refuses to go. I'm not about to let these tickets go to waste. Sam, don't you understand? I've had enough of hiding in herring barrels as our village is destroyed. Besides my family, there's absolutely no reason for me to stay here.
Well, I have a reason.
Oh, and what is that? Well, I can't stand here all day waiting for you to speak, Sam. I have a train to catch.
Esther, I love you.
should have known you would say something like that.
You don't believe me. I'll follow you to Canada to prove it to you.
Sam, you don't even have the courage to buy a pound of herring, let alone come to Canada.
Then stay here with me.
Sam, if your love is not enough to keep me here, you'd be much better off loving someone who would appreciate it. Someone who's not planning on leaving. Bye, Sam.
Hurry up. Trey will be here any minute now. Do you have everything you need?
Yes, Papa, I think so.
Esther, remember your upbringing. And when you get married, make sure the boy is rich. Because as I always say, it's just as easy to fall in love with a rich one as it is a poor one. Let me look at you. My Shane and Mabel.
Oh, Sora, don't worry about her. Your sister will take good care of her.
I'll be fine, I promise.
Will you send us letters every day?
Well, maybe not every day, but I'll think of you all the time. And as soon as I've saved up enough money in Canada, I'm going to send for all three of you.
Can I come and visit you sometime?
It's too far to visit, Leia.
I'm gonna miss you, Esther.
Me too.
I bet Sam will too.
Yes, I suppose he will.
It's just the train! It's the train!
Better go now. I wish we could go together.
So do I. Listen, Esther, if it should ever happen that we never see each other...
Don't say that.
I just want you to know that no matter how far away we are from each other, we'll always be a family, and you will always be my closest friend. It would be so much harder for me to dream of freedom in America without you.
Hannah, that dream will be reality someday. You have to believe that. Until then, I'll miss you.
I'll miss you too.
Train is boarding.
Yes, and right.
You'll be on the other side of the world. When it is night here, it will be day there. When it is dawn here, it will be dusk there on the other side of the world.
and she has left me standing all alone. But her heart is made of more than stone. When I told her how I felt inside, I could feel the warmth which she failed to hide. Off she did go to follow her dream. I'll follow mine wherever she goes. Do I dare? Yes, I do.
Esther, you're finally here. I thought Mr. Grossman was closing the bakery early for Passover.
He was, Aunt Rebecca, but people kept on coming in at the last minute for matzah. I couldn't very well even tend to the store alone.
You're right. He's an old man, easy to cheat. Bessie, go get the candlesticks. I always say the young should protect the old. You hear that, Bessie? When I'm old and make no sense when I speak anymore, remember your duty to your mother and take good care of me like I took care of you when you had the measles. Remember that? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Esther, help your cousin set the table and make it look nice. We have guests coming. What is this? I asked you to polish these candlesticks. What is this schmutz? 109 times I asked you to clean the candlesticks. Do you do it? No.
Oh, but Mama,
Never mind. I've done it myself.
how did work go today, Esther?
How should work go? It's work.
Esther, Mr. Grossman is a wonderful person to work for. He's very generous with his wages, and he's a very kind man. When I was young, he used to give me special poppy seed cookies every time I walked into the store.
I don't mean to complain, Bessie. You know how much I love it here. It's just that it feels strange to work in a store without my... Never mind, it's not important.
Are you homesick, Esther?
Passover reminds me of my family. I always used to hide the matzah for Leah to find. I hope Hannah remembers to do it this year.
I'm sure she will. Meanwhile, we always have a wonderful Passover here. Mama is the best cook this side of St. Lawrence Street.
Who is she invited over for the Seder?
Mama told me not to tell you.
Why? Do her guests have some rare disease?
Because she knows you'll be angry, that's why.
Angry? Why should I be angry? This is her house. She can invite whomever she likes. Wait a minute. Not?
Yes, Esther. The Rubens. And yes, their son Phil is also invited. Please don't be mad at Mama. She's a little old-fashioned. But she means well. Besides, Phil isn't all that bad. He's got an interesting nose.
Never mind his nose. Very soon he's going to take over his father's business, which I can tell you is nothing to sneeze at. Achoo! Gesundheit. Esther, you're exactly like your mother, stubborn as a mule. And look where it got her, married a scholar, against our papa's will. May he rest in peace. And ended up with 4 daughters to support, with no help from her husband. Esther, come here. Esther, I'm your guardian, and I know what's best for you. And what's best for you now is at least to be civil to Phil. Oh, he's a good boy. boy. He has wonderful prospects, and he comes from a good family. Besides, his mother told me just the other day that he was very impressed with you. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, yes, now I have a reason to wake up in the morning.
What is so terrible about Phil?
Nothing in particular, Aunt Rebecca. I just don't like him.
So new already. You don't like anybody. Give him a chance. You'll learn to like him. Esther, you've been here for 6 months already. It's about time you found somebody.
Maybe Esther has a beau back at home who she pines for day and night.
Have you been reading those books again? How many times have I told you not to read that schmutz?
I haven't been reading those books, Mama. And I hope that when I get older, you don't nag me the same way you nag Esther. If she doesn't like him, she doesn't like him.
That's ridiculous. What's there not to like?
Well, for one
Esther, he's not that bad to look at. And soon, he's going to be very rich. What more can you ask for?
Oh, that I
Nothing.
want to.
Some words of advice to make you think twice are what I will tell you. Listen and sit. Time flies faster than you realize, and soon you'll have no time to criticize. Husbands are all the same. They make mistakes, you take the blame. You clean the house and they complain. You cook and they say not that again. One should not be so picky. You could get trapped in a bind, which escaping from could be tricky. So find a rich man and sign on the line. You should marry. It's the right time. It's not good to tarry. Let the wedding bells chime.
Mama, synagogues don't have wedding bells.
I know, but when Esther finally does decide to tie the knot, the bells will ring in all the churches because even the Gentiles will be relieved. It's not that I'm scared to take the step, but I've not found a man here willing to accept that I'm independent. I need my space. I must win every argument, and I set the pace. Once I found this man, I'll ask him for his hand, and
three girls?
Fine.
Fine.
Esther, what's wrong? Has my wife been nagging you again?
I do not nag, Howard. I make suggestions. It's very different.
Mama was just trying to convince Esther to be nice to Phil.
Why not?
Rebecca, can't you leave the poor girl alone for 2 minutes? Esther, ignore your aunt.
Ignore your aunt.
She thinks she was born to be a matchmaker.
No change. The Rubens will be here any minute. Wash your face. Change this tie. Something. Go. Esther, humor your aunt and be decent to Phil. At least this evening should be enjoyable, right? Right. Besides, I have a surprise for you. But first, you must promise to be nice.
All right, I promise.
It's a letter from Hannah. Oi, my kugel. My kugel's burning. If your father hears about this, I'll never hear the end of it.
Read it out loud.
Dear Esther, by the time you receive this, it will probably be Passover. So good Yom-Tov to all of you. We have all been very busy at the store.
I think that Mama's going to get sick one of these days unless she doesn't stop running about.
Hannah, what are you doing? You're supposed to be working. You were not put on this earth to be idle. Give my love to Esther and the family.
Herring has been evicted and lately, so Mama, Lisha, and I have been putting in long hours. Even Leah has been doing her share. Since she turned 8, Mama has been letting her chop fish. She gets no end of satisfaction from cutting the heads off. We've barely seen Papa for the past few weeks. The synagogue has been entirely rebuilt, and he spends all of his time there, only coming home for supper. Mama is very upset with him for doing this, but I suppose she's used to it. Lisha hasn't been out of trouble since you left. One day that girl will just have to learn when it's best to keep her mouth shut, especially around Mama. But she's also working hard, and without her I could never get anything done. Nothing has really changed around the village since you left. Mrs. Lewinsky is pregnant again with what the midwife thinks is twins, as we try to hope it's twins, because otherwise it can't possibly be human. But the most important news is about Sam. He's leaving for Montreal 3 days before Passover. And Ryder says she won't let him spend Passover in a boat, but he told her she has no choice. Perhaps he told her she has no choice.
Sam, this is crazy. They don't serve matzahs on the boat. If you have to go, can't it wait until after Yontif?
Mama, I'm going before Passover, and that's all there is to it.
Where did I go wrong? You were always such a good boy. You always listened to your mother. What is going on with you? Why are you being so stubborn?
Mama, a man has to do what a man has to do.
And what a son has to do is stay and spend Passover with his family.
Mama, you don't understand.
Then explain it to me, Sam. Sam! Sam! Oi!
Perhaps Sam is not as kindness as we once thought. Really, Esther, you should be flattered. He loves you so much, he's traveling to the end of the earth to be with you. I know many of our jokes were at his expense, but I'm really starting to regret them. He's a good person, Esther, even if he isn't very exciting. But he's a lot braver than I am. He's doing what I was scared to do, and I admire him for that. Maybe you should give him a chance. Well, it's almost noon, so I'd better go and prepare lunch for the family. I wish you all a wonderful Passover, and write to me as soon as you can.
Love, Hannah. Well, it sounds as if everything's fine at home.
That part about Sam is so romantic. I knew you had a beau back in Russia.
Where have I heard this before? Bessie, Sam is not my beau. Does Aunt Rebecca know that he's coming?
Mama got a telegram last night from Aunt Bryna. We don't know exactly when he's arriving, but it should be at the end of June. Mom was going to tell you. I guess she must have forgotten.
They're here.
Don't answer it and maybe they'll go away.
Bessie, that's the doorbell. Answer it. Esther, remember, you promised to be decent.
Yes, Aunt Rebecca.
That's my girl.
Esther. How are you?
Hello, Phil.
Esther, you are looking fine. Ravishing, in fact. Why, $1 million would pale beside you. But then you can't compare women with money, can you? I've had a lot of both. And I'd have to say that each is exciting in its own way.
Oh, Phil, will you excuse us? Esther and I have to go check on the cuddle.
Now that you're here, we might as well begin. Come on in. Howard! Howard!
I smell kugel.
Get a sailor.
Absolutely. Everyone, have a seat.
Esther, sit next to Phil.
My little son Harry has learnt the 4 questions just for tonight.
Can't see them yet.
Well, not quite yet, but as soon as I'm finished, you can say them as loud as you want. All right, here we go.
So, Bryna, when did Sam leave?
He left 3 days ago. I tried to get him to stay until the end of Passover, but he refused. Such a terrible thing. He has no respect for one of the most important holidays of the year. And he wouldn't tell me why he had to go. He was so stubborn about it. I don't understand.
I know why. Livsha, she only wants attention.
Avram, let's begin the Seder, or we won't eat until midnight.
It's time to recite the Kiddush. Everybody, and then Leah, as the youngest, will recite the 4 questions.
Amen. Everyone, fill your wine glass. So, Harry, are you ready to recite the 4 questions?
Yes, sir.
Then go right ahead. you should be very proud of your son. He said the 4 questions better than I've ever heard them before.
How about my boy? He's so eloquent. Maybe he should become a rabbi.
A rabbi who's going to run the business.
Well, Phil is the oldest. He's really quite capable. Knows how to run things almost as well as I do. And I know that when I retire, my business will be in good hands.
Oh, that may be true, but everyone knows that behind every successful man is a good wife. So make sure that Phil has settled down with a nice, practical girl, or soon you'll see all your hard work going down the drain.
Very true, Rebecca, very true. After all, where would my Amy be without me?
I'd be a lot richer, for one thing.
You'd be begging in the streets, that's where you'd be. Phil, be smart like your father and marry a sensible woman.
I will try, Moms. I'll try.
And Esther, how about you? A husband would do wonders for you. After all, isn't that why you came to Montreal?
Actually, no. A husband was probably the last thing on my mind, and still is.
Esther!
Why must it immediately be assumed that if a girl leaves her home to seek a better life somewhere else, she's only doing it because her marriage prospects are better?
Oh, and I suppose you had a better offer in Russia?
Well, of course she didn't. Did you, Esther? You know, I do believe that the chicken must be ready in the kitchen now. Esther, will you come and help me, please?
Whoa, let Bessie go. You have a lot of spirit, and I like that. Besides, I want to hear about this better offer.
In that case,
I'll go with you, Aunt Rebecca.
No, Bessie
can stay here. I'm feeling a bit sick anyway.
Oi, give them more wine, more matzah. I'll be right back. Esther! 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 Esther, why can't you make small talk for just a little while, huh?
Didn't you hear? Phil likes a girl with spirit. In fact, he wants to hear about his competition.
Shasha! Don't you take that tone of voice with me. You were just lucky. But I'm telling you, you have to make a good impression on his parents. Phil won't pick a girl his parents disapprove of.
Rebecca, I don't want to make a good impression on Phil's parents. We have nothing in common and nothing to say to each other.
So now you have nothing to say to each other. When you have children together, you'll have plenty to say. Believe me.
They're talking about it again.
What's that, son?
Marriage. Who Phil should marry, when Phil should marry. Who cares? Why can't they talk about something interesting like marbles?
You know, I often wonder about that sometimes myself. And I've come to the conclusion it's a mother thing.
What do you mean a mother thing?
Well, it's just that anytime anyone becomes a mother, bang! Something happens inside them and all they want to do is marry people off.
Like firecrackers?
Like firecrackers, exactly.
Whose firecrackers are worse, Mrs. Pesner's or Mom's?
Your mother's.
Oh, wait.
How come you got married?
Because I had a mother just like yours.
I'm not ready for marriage yet, Aunt Rebecca. There are so many things I need to think of first that are more important.
What could possibly be more important than marriage?
I have 3 sisters. They are more important. And Rebecca, I made a promise that I'd make enough money to bring them here. I'm going to do everything I can to do that before the year is out.
Esther, I know your sisters would be better off here. I was born there too. I know what goes on. But if your uncle and I had enough money, you would not have come here alone, I can tell you that. But in the meantime, until they do come, you have a life to live.
I can't just do that. I will not just forget about them. They're my family, my responsibility.
What did Hannah's letter say? That's putting you into such a panic.
Nothing. Everything sounds fine.
Then, Esther, everything is fine. It's the holidays. Try to enjoy them. Sitting and worrying will accomplish nothing. I'm going in to serve the chicken. Prepare this kugel and think about Phil, or God forbid I should force him into anything. This is a chance for you to have a comfortable life, and
gets me so angry. Oh, he has all these foods. One of the books I read, the heroine married just like Phil. She was unhappy the rest of her life. I think Sam sounds like a much better marriage prospect. Sam? Don't be ridiculous, Bessie. Sam's meek. He has no chutzpah. He can't be so mean. He's coming all the way here just for you. Can he?
Esther, Bessie, come here. Bring the vegetables and don't forget the kugel.
Coming! Come on, Esther.
I'd see him again. I thought that he'd be scared to roam, but I'm glad he's coming. He's a little piece of home.
Iskadal, Iskadash, Shemerabo, Yomlot, Ibra Kiruse, Yahweh Moses, Chai, basis. How could they kill a child?
It was an accident. She was caught in the crossfire.
It was no accident. Even the children aren't spared. Oi. Oi. Oh. Well, I'm going to the synagogue to pray.
Girls, I want you to go home. Aunt Bryna's preparing for the shiva. I'll be there soon.
Now, where are you going?
There's something I must do. I'll be there soon. Go home.
I don't think that you should be alone right now. I don't
Hannah,
think
Hannah, please, go home. When I was young and so naive, I believed that my life would be content and worry-free. Dreams are shattered like broken glass. Now there's only pain. See my child die is the greatest agony. So many decisions to make, so little time to dreams that can't be true. I cannot start life anew, for they still have a lifetime. How can I deny my daughters a chance to thrive that will be without the means to buy? I know we'll survive, for life is still there for them to reach out and take. Dreams they can pursue that That's what they must do, for they still have a lifetime. Choice have I than to send them far away? It breaks my heart to say goodbye. If only they could stay. A mother's tears just can't express her bleeding heart so desolate, nor can they show her great distress, for she knows her task is set. So many decisions to make in so little time. Dreams they can pursue, that's what they must do. For they still have a
Mama?
Hannah, I thought I told you to go home.
But Aunt Rhina needed some fish. We thought we'd get some from the store.
You can't.
There's plenty left. We won't take... Mama, where did you get that money?
Hannah, never mind where I got it. Take it.
But what for?
Hannah, I want you to take this money and book passage for you and Livsha to go to Canada. There's just enough for the two of you. You must get the earliest possible leaving date available, and you must leave this place at once.
Mama, where did you get it from?
I sold the store.
Mama, what are you talking about?
You heard me. I sold the store.
But how will you live?
Your papa and I will manage. I will not have any more of my children die. Do you hear me? It is better for you both to live far away and for me never to see you again than to have you dead.
Mama, does Papa know you sold the store?
He will when I tell him.
Livsha, come, we have tickets to buy.
raise our coffins, waiting each day for land and hoping. There at last, there's the shore. Am I dreaming? Here to lay me, here to journey's ending, here no, here at last. Here at last, Montreal, lovely city, cultured city, city of light. Here at last, Montreal, bustling city, booming city, city of wealth. Thanks be to God for guiding our way. This beautiful town is our dream come true. A port in the storm that was once our life. Now that life is through and we can live here at last. Montreal, peaceful city, blessed city, city of hope. Here at last, here to stay in this land of golden fortune.
See, my child is so hungry and thin. Down the factory, begging on your knees for one day of respite. Montreal isn't quite the place I dream.
Selling day-old bread, hanging by a thread. To survive is enough. Montreal can be rough. It killed my dream.
Lived here for a year. It pays to persevere. It's just one big marketplace where those of any race can succeed.
This is what we read, and that is why we fled. Went through hell to make it here. Our hopes can't disappear. Not here, not now.
For guiding our way,
This beautiful town is our dream come true.
A port in the storm that was once our life. Now that life is through and we can live, we can live. Thanks be to God for guiding our way. This beautiful town is our dream come true. A port in the storm that was once our life. Now that life is through and we can live, we can live, we can live.
I never thought I'd go across the sea. They say love is blind, who knew it would blind me? She left me standing there, what could I do? There was no choice, I had to come here too. If I stayed behind, I would have died, never knowing that. At least I tried. So I crossed the ocean and followed my dream. The journey was rough, the storms were severe. But I knew that she would soon be near. Today she will see how much she means to me, and together we will be. I know that she'll agree. She'll return my love. We'll soar through the skies above. Maybe to attain this dream's not as hard as it first seemed.
Don't push! Sam? Sam, is that you, Sam?
Yes.
Oh, my God, it's so good to
Of
see you.
course it's him.
Of course it's him. Sam, look at you. You were just a little boy when we left. Oi, look how you've grown.
Of course he's grown. He's a man now. Did they treat you well on the way over?
Such a question. Look at him. The boy's half starved to death. He needs some food.
Still the same, Aunt Rebecca. You're still trying to make me eat.
Of course, you're a growing boy. You know, we weren't expecting your boat so early. It's almost 2 weeks ahead of schedule. Oi, we had so many arrangements to make.
I hope I'm not causing any trouble.
Don't be ridiculous. You must be tired. Come, let's take you home.
Is Esther there?
No, she's at work today.
Today and every day and every night, too. She's trying to save enough money to bring her sisters over. Oi, but it'll do her good to see you. You can tell her how the family's doing. She hasn't received word from them in quite some time, and she worries. Everyone is well there, I suppose?
Yes, last time I saw them.
Oi, thank God.
I haven't said anything to Esther or your aunt, but I've had word from some new immigrants from home that there have been some terrible pogroms. Is this true?
Well, there were a few demonstrations in our town, but no pogroms. I've heard there was some further west, but that may only be a rumor.
But so many people have been immigrating. Surely some of the rumors are true.
Well, I know the shipyard was overrun with people leaving. I was very lucky to get on the boat to Halifax. It was so full, I thought it would sink. Hundreds were turned away.
Oi, such an ordeal! Oi, poor boy. Howard, get his bags. We'll go home.
Would I be able to go and see Esther right away? I'd like to surprise her.
Sure. You know, I need some bread anyway. While you're there, maybe you can pick me up a loaf or two.
Rebecca, the boy just got here and you're sending him on errands already.
Don't start with me, Howard. Just don't start with me.
No problem, Uncle Howard.
Very well. I'm sure Esther will be glad to see you.
Come, Sam. We'll take you to the bakery by the scenic route. Esther's been doing very well here. Lately, she's been going with this boy named Phil.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Rosen. And I hope your back feels better soon.
Well, I hope so too. You know, my back aches so badly. I feel like horses are running up and down on it. They run up and down, up and down. It never ends, Mr. Grossman. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week, hopefully. If God willing, my back holds out. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Okay.
No, what am I, a spring chicken? God forbid anybody should ask about my back.
How's your back, Mr. Grossman?
Esther, I'm going down to make more honey cake. We're all out.
Oh, Mr. Grossman, before you go, where's some more icing sugar? I've just run out.
I see. Check up in these jars. I think I may have put it there. But then again, my memory works about as well as Mrs. Rosen's back. Oy.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like a pound of herring, please.
Herring? This is a bakery. We don't sell herring.
Sam, is it really you standing there?
I've missed you so.
It's true.
How time stood still without you there. I'm really here. I told you I would come,
And so you did.
and so I did.
I never thought you would.
I never thought I could, but here I stand.
It's true.
So close to you. I could have stayed, it was expected. Indecision overcame me, but all
Such a
too
choice
soon I
is hard to make.
realized
I
near you
know
was
that
where
it
I had to be.
Sam, of all people, I never thought you would leave Russia when Hannah wrote to tell me
never thought I would
Sam,
leave
my
either.
family, how are they?
Oh, they're fine. You mustn't worry so much about them. And as soon as I can find some work, I'm going to help you bring them to Montreal.
Sam, I can't ask you to do that.
It's my family, too. And family is the most important thing in the
Yes,
world.
but-
Then it's settled.
Sam, I'm so glad you're here.
Can that really be true?
Your familiar face
Forgotten and reborn.
gives me much cheer.
And everything is clear now that you are near. So close to me.
That I'd never see.
Found that without
You or anyone again,
I cease to live.
it's hard to put it into words.
Just say the word, and you had mine. Days passed me by, they had no meaning. Life was an empty void. If you refuse me once again, I know I'll be completely destroyed.
Esther, if you could... Oh, excuse me. You're with a customer.
Mr. Grossman, this isn't a customer. This is my cousin Sam. He's just arrived from Russia today. I wasn't expecting him for 2 weeks.
Nice to meet you, sir. I thought I would come here and surprise her.
Well, you certainly did a good job. She sure looks surprised. So you're Esther's cousin, eh? I hope your trip over here wasn't like mine. Poi, poi. Esther, I want you should take the rest of the day off and visit with your cousin a little bit. Maybe he has some news about that family of yours you're always talking about.
I couldn't possibly, Mr. Grossman. There's so much to do.
Don't
really
be
have to
ridiculous. I may be old. I'm not bedridden yet. God forbid. You know, I remember when my brother came from the old country, we talked for days, nonstop. We'll go already. Shoo.
Well, thank you very much. Actually, while I'm here, I do need some bread. Aunt Rebecca asked me to get her some while I'm here.
Just like Aunt Rebecca.
Take it on the house.
Thank
now
you, Mr.
go.
Grossman. Come, Sam, we'll walk home.
Here at last, Montreal,
exciting city,
our new city, city of love.
Wait till you see him. It was such a shame to put him. Esther, it's about time. We were just about to begin dinner.
I was just showing Sam some of Montreal.
It really is a beautiful city. I think I'll enjoy living here.
Oh, I'm sure you will. It's a little bit different than what you're used to, but you'll have no trouble adjusting. Esther had no problem, did you, Esther?
Well,
no, of course she didn't.
I never get a chance to say anything.
Esther, there's a letter for you.
From Hannah?
Yes, but it's postmarked from Hamburg, Germany. There must be some sort of mix-up. Sam, come. I want you to meet your cousin Bessie. Fix your hair. Sit up straight.
Esther. Oh, Esther, how am I to tell you this? If there was only a way I could spare you this news. But I know that you'll want to know. There was a pogrom, much bigger than the last one, much bigger than any we've ever had. Esther, Leah is dead. Mama sold the herring store immediately without our knowledge and insisted that Livsha and I take the money for passage to Canada. Esther, if I had known she was going to do this, I would have found a way to stop her. But it was too late and she gave us no choice. I don't know how she'll survive and I'm frightened for her. As for Livsha and I, we bought train tickets to Hamburg and expected to buy boat tickets to Canada so that we could be with you. But there were complications.
Well, I'm glad we met. It was so nice to
have someone to talk to on the train.
Oh, if you and Livsha ever come to Argentina, you must come and visit.
And if you come to Montreal, you must do the same.
Next!
Oh, that's us. Goodbye and have a safe journey.
Thank you and good luck.
Bye-bye.
Yes, can I help you?
Yes, we were told that we can buy passes on the first ship leaving for Canada.
You'll have a long wait. The next ship leaving for Canada is in 2 months.
But we were told that there was a ship leaving for Canada, for Halifax, Canada today.
Yes, but it's completely full. You'll have to wait for the next one.
But that can't be. We can't stay here for 2 months. We don't have the money. Please, I'm sure that you can fit just 2
I'm
more.
sorry, there's no more room. There's nothing I can do. Next!
Wait! Is there a ship leaving for anywhere in America?
North America or South America?
Anywhere near Canada.
The next ship leaving that area is the Ella Maria, destined for Buenos Aires, Argentina.
It's millions of miles from Canada.
Look, that's all there is, so make up your mind.
Hannah, what's wrong?
There's no more room on the boat, and they won't let us board. I don't know what to do. We can't go back, and we can't stay here. We have nowhere to go.
Hannah, come to Argentina with me.
No, Fela, we have to go to my sister's in Montreal. We always promised. We always said that we could.
Hannah, you can't stay here. I have a large family in Argentina. They can help you to find jobs so that you could earn money to go to Canada.
Yes or no, miss?
Livsha?
We have no choice anymore. We'll take them.
You'd better hurry.
Hurry up. Go!